welcome to the Teen Wolf podcast. I am Tallyn Aime Williams, and joining
I'm
me...
Adelle Grimley, expert.
Yes. So, we started watching Teen Wolf sophomore year, and me and my dad, discovered it, because he was like, oh, I love that movie, I've never seen the show. And so...
Is there any relation between the movie and the show?
I mean, the show's, based...
Because in the show,
somewhat?
80s, and really, really funny.
Yeah, the 80s one is basically like a basketball movie, which we'll talk about later in the history of the movie.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So
over that.
Scott and Styles are the same names, but other than that, it's totally different. So
maybe the CGI.
Oh,
just as that.
It's pretty close. Yeah, so
but that's how you got it.
That's true. So me and my dad started watching it, and it was pretty good. But then he was like, I don't have time to watch this. What is this? So I started watching it and genuinely got scared. Do you remember this?
Yes, because you
I talked about it in church one day.
You wouldn't walk home from my house.
I know.
And we're a block away.
I know, because I was I've been watching this scary show, and it's just, I'm freaked out.
I remember
it's not that scary.
No, it laughable how bad it is.
I know, but little 15-year-old me just was not ready for it, So I was a little scared, and I was like, Adelle, this is the greatest show ever. You have to watch it, and I don't want to watch it alone. Yeah, and you were like, okay, wait, I've seen
Pinterest edits.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How I get sucked into everything because I don't have any other social media.
Same. It's a problem. Yes, and so then we're like, okay, I gotta check this out, and then you caught up to where I was, and then we were like, okay, we gotta watch this together because we were just talking about
sophomore year.
Yes.
Every single day
Sophomore
we'd be watching episodes after episodes. And floral design.
Yes, and we had floral design class with Miss Spencer, and she's just the greatest teacher ever, and we would sit in the back.
Except for Mr. G, of course.
Of course, Mr. G's the best teacher ever. Don't know what obviously. I didn't have to mention it because that's just a given. And, also I forgot to introduce that we are wearing our matching Teen Wolf sweatshirts.
Yeah. You can't see because the camera's flipped, but it says Beacon Hills Lacrosse, and does mine say Skolinski?
Yeah, ours both say Skolinski. Wait, I'll turn. Ready?
I'm not turning around. I'm scared of the roof.
Yes,
Skolinski is our favorite character, Styles.
Yes, and he's just the best. So we have matching Teen Wolf sweatshirts, and we are on the roof. So
yeah, it's pretty fun up here.
It is. It's nice. Yeah. So in floral design, we would sit in the back of the classroom, and we would
watch it on my phone. Did we use my AirPods or my wired headphones? I think it was AirPods.
Pretty sure
which were
AirPods.
broken, so they were blasting all the way up, so everyone could hear it, but we could barely hear it.
Yeah.
While we were making our little boutonnieres and whatever.
And Miss Spencer would just walk by and be like, "How's it going, guys?
There's
what you watching
blood
today?"
And guts all over
yeah,
the
we're
screen.
Oh,
it's a little bit gory. I'm not gonna lie.
It is a little bit.
Comically.
Remember when we had the sub?
Yes.
He walked behind us right as it was the bloody bathroom
there's
scene.
The whole bathroom.
The whole bathroom's covered in blood, and there's a dead body. And he walks past, and he's like, does your teacher let you guys do this? And we're like, yes, we promise. We get A's and we do all of our work. She lets us just chill, So that was a fun day. And he got really confused why we wanted to go to the bathroom together.
It's a girl thing. Yeah, he was like, why do you go to the bathroom?
It's not that weird. Yeah, we're we just both need to go. Why don't we just go together, Anyway, that was a funny day.
That was
yeah, so, and then we just are hooked ever since then and love it so much.
Sorta. We stopped our junior year. We got to season 3, maybe a little bit of season 4.
Yeah, I think we finished season 3 and started.
Don't let them fly away.
Oh no.
But
that's for later.
Then we stopped. I recently have been rewatching.
Same.
And so we're trying to finish it. It's not even that long. It's 100 episodes.
I know. We got too busy to watch it together though, and then we both just stopped watching.
I thought you finished it.
I never finished.
We'll
so we're fake fans actually because we've never finished all 6
we're
seasons.
Experts.
We are experts
on the most
though.
important part.
That's true.
Because there was the one kid. What was his name? The young kid?
Liam. The lacrosse kid?
Yeah, there's 2 new kids that come in that we never actually learned about.
Yeah. But they're,
we have social lives. So.
Yes, exactly.
Comes in phases.
Yes. Anyway, so Teen Wolf is basically the story of Scott McCall, He's a nerdy like high school sophomore, and he has asthma, and he like wants to.
I forgot that he has asthma.
Yeah, because it's like
That's the only first episode.
And then he wants to play lacrosse, and so does his best friend Styles. But one night, his like best friend Styles drags him into the woods to look for half of a dead body.
Because his dad's the sheriff.
That's important. Yeah, his dad's the sheriff. So he like hears about this murder investigation that's going on, you know. So they go to look for half of a dead body, not a full dead body, half. And then while they're in the woods, they get separated, and Scott gets bitten by a mysterious creature. Turns out it was a werewolf bite, so now he has become a werewolf too. And then the series follows like them and their like expanding pack as they fight the new evils that come to their town of Beacon Hills.
It's so good.
So good. Okay. So history of the fandom is interesting because the show first came out in 2011, but there was
like the movie?
No, the show.
The show. Okay.
The show. The movie came out in hold on, wait, I'm gonna blank. Hold on.
I don't think I've ever actually seen the movie, so I'm gonna look up what he looks like.
It's Michael J. Fox. Hold on.
I don't know who that is.
Okay. Hold on, wait, here it is. Okay. Teen Wolf, the movie. I jumped ahead, sorry. Teen Wolf was a movie that came out in 1985, and it stars Michael J. Fox as Scott. The last name's different, I'm pretty sure.
That's okay.
Who is like a nerd, but he learns that being a werewolf runs in his family, and he uses his new abilities to become the star of the basketball team and like win over his crush. But like basically, it's just like a basketball movie. Yeah,
it looks so bad.
Oh yeah, the makeup is terrible. For reference.
Don't fall off the roof.
Don't fall. Yeah. So we love Michael J. Fox. I have not seen the whole movie because my dad watches it without me every year. Yeah. It's terrible.
So bad.
It's terrible, but I love it. I've seen probably like bits and pieces of the movie.
I don't think I want to watch that.
I've never actually sat down and watched it. I'm ashamed because I normally love 80s movies like that, you know?
That one just looks bad.
Yeah, but my dad loves it, and so that's why we started watching the show. But
the show's completely different.
Yeah, it's a lot different. But that was how it was kind of like based off of, and that's how it was introduced to Jeff Davis, who is the creator of Teen Wolf the series. Yeah. So MTV approached Jeff Davis about this show that they wanted to create based on that movie, and Jeff Davis was like, that's like a basketball movie, can I do something like a little different? So
why did he pick lacrosse?
Well, I don't know why he picked lacrosse, but
Not gonna lie, it's a random sport.
But
Sorry,
he wanted. No, you're good. Interrupt, yeah. No, but he wanted to do kind of like more of like a suspenseful, like horror, sexy teen drama thing. So, and which it is. So that's
those marks.
Directly from his mouth. That's the article I read. That's the quote in there. So that's what he was going for instead of like this dumb 80s. High school 80s basketball movie. So, which was interesting, but when it first came out in 2011, there was a lot of pressure to make it like good because it was MTV's first like scripted hit, you know? Like a lot of people were into it, and because on MTV at the time was like The Real World and like all those reality shows, you know?
No one likes The Real World.
So
let's live in our delusions.
Exactly. So like it was kind of a bad network move when they first premiered it because they put it up against Pretty Little Liars. Have you ever seen that?
No.
I have not, but you've heard of it, right?
Yes, I've heard of it, but I don't really know.
So it was like one of the biggest teen dramas of
Isn't
the
that
decade.
like the like college sororities and the liars and murders and?
Yes.
Keep talking. I'll look it up.
Yes, I've never seen it, but it was like one of the biggest teen dramas of the decade, and they put it up against that. So obviously its numbers didn't do very well at first, but it did have like a small but devoted following, and like especially on like social media and stuff, because that was when it was like starting to like come out and stuff. So the first 2 seasons had terrible ratings. Like in terms of like numbers.
The first seasons were so good.
I know they're so good.
The first
but, like,
seasons are
in terms
better
of like
than the later
numbers
ones.
of like not ratings like star
just
ratings,
like how many
just
people,
how many people tuned in to watch it, because that was before like a lot of people
Amazon
stream
Prime.
stuff. Yes, which is go watch it. It's on
that's
Amazon Prime. Yes. So, but once the first 2 seasons were added to Netflix right before the 3rd season came out, people like the ratings like jumped up, and the show's
and the 3rd
fandom
season
grew
is my
huge.
favorite.
The 3rd season's the best.
That was the most excellent.
And it's
hopefully you have a whole
3A and
section.
3B.
Hopefully you have a whole section just devoted to
Oh
that.
yes, we will talk about it. Don't worry. So they had great numbers when season 3 premiered, and so the network like quickly ordered a huge number of 24 episodes, which is huge. In case you don't know anything about like network, like when shows like are first like pitched, usually they'll order depending on like what type of show it is, if it's like a sitcom or if it's like a drama or like a single cam, you know, they'll like, but they order like a season in advance, and if the first like 13 episodes or whatever do well, they'll order like the back 9 and do like more episodes. So you don't know if you're gonna have another season until the first season ends, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
So when season 3 came out, they hurried and like ordered a bunch more episodes because they were like, we want you to make more, because the fan base was like,
A
yes.
or part B together?
I think so. Part A came out first, but they filmed them together because it was so long. That was like part of the order that they did, you know?
Okay, so they ordered it all together.
Yes,
Okay,
because
end of season 2 was Matt, right?
yes.
So it ended on kind of like a
Which
big
is
note.
when like it started, like people started watching it because it was on Netflix, and so then right before, or I guess like once they were like doing a season 3, they were like, no, we want you to do a 24 episode season, which is why there's 3A and 3B, because it's 12 and 12.
Okay.
But they're like 50-minute episodes,
They're
so
long.
that's like
They're
that's
so
a
long.
huge like commitment, you know. And they were shooting so fast.
Yeah.
So
it feels so close together.
yeah, so they wanted to like. There's a what?
Cat.
Oh, there is a cat.
Sorry.
And a horse.
Squirrel.
So they like hurried and ordered all the episodes because the fan base was like, give us more, which was good. So they went on to hit 100 episodes before it ended in 2017.
That is just like the perfect number
Yeah.
for me. Like,
That's
100
it's so
episodes,
cool. Like
that is like
100
just perfect.
exactly.
Like, yes,
Yeah.
please, just
Yeah.
give me that.
So fun. Which they didn't think they were gonna make it. They thought the show was gonna end after season 5. Like all the actors and the producers have
I
talked
didn't
about
see
this.
that far.
But then the network was like, no,
How
we
many
want
is
to
there?
do
6?
There's 6.
Okay.
So they were like, no, we want to do a season 6 to wrap it up, and they were like, okay.
Okay.
We're in, I guess. And like, I mean, they all talked about how they were like a little bit burnt out at that point, but like also they loved this project, so they all like were like,
And
no, we're gonna go out with a bang,
I've heard that season 6 is really good at like
wrapping up.
bringing it all together,
But
like
also
calling
leaving it
back
open,
like
yeah.
all these things. So.
Yeah.
Because that's when they graduate high school, right?
Yes.
So that's
Yeah.
a good perfect spot to end.
Because then they all like kind of go their separate ways, but they leave it open for like
For something else.
for something else, which leads me to my next thing.
Oh, perfect transition. I
The
didn't even
movie
plan it.
reboot sequel. It's a sequel to the series. Came out in 2023. I have
can't
not
believe,
seen
like,
it.
I can't believe we hadn't finished the show by then to go watch it in theaters.
I know.
I feel like
well,
that
it
would have
didn't
been
come
so
out in
fun for
theaters.
us. It didn't.
It just went straight to streaming.
Well, still,
Which
like
is
I feel
unfortunate
like
because
we should have had
the
that
whole
moment.
Teen Wolf fan base was
Would've all
so
been there.
excited.
Like,
Yes, was like, yes, Teen Wolf the movie, but then it didn't go to theaters. So
and I heard it was really good.
I've heard that too.
And like all the edits and stuff, I've seen that. I'm like exposing myself as a
Yeah.
weirdo.
I've
but,
heard-
like, they all look so good.
Yes, because I've heard people who don't watch the show are like, no, it was terrible, and I'm like,
That's
well,
not the
duh, you
point.
gotta watch
You
the
gotta know
show.
the lore.
But if you're part of the fan base like we are, you see the other fans' responses, and all the fans are like, this was amazing. It was like everyone says it feels like a season 7 and not a movie, which is good because it's like the show vibes are so important.
which they needed to keep, especially if they're
Yes.
making a movie out of it. Like,
Because the vibes are one of the best
and even
part,
keeping
you know?
like the graphics, CGI,
Yes.
awful.
They're poor.
They're so
bad,
bad.
but
it's just part of what
the show.
makes the show the show.
Yeah.
So keeping that same throughout the movie, I think that was really good. They couldn't have changed it. People would have been mad.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Which we'll talk about theories.
I keep jumping forward.
fandom because we belong
Like,
to this fandom.
yes.
And everyone in this fandom is just as crazy and
Delusional.
as we are. So it's not just us, guys. We're not the only crazy ones.
That we know so far.
That's
the only ones that we know personally.
Exactly. So the fandom is still going strong today, guys. Teen Wolf is streaming on Amazon Prime. Go watch it. You won't regret it.
Even from the first episode.
Yeah,
like,
the first
it's
episode,
like,
the pilot is
like-
fire.
like, people always make fun of it because it's like, oh, werewolves and banshees and all these things. But the plot?
The plot. We'll talk about it. Don't jump
okay,
ahead of me.
sorry.
Don't jump ahead.
You should
Okay.
give me more of an outline so I know.
I know. Okay, so the Pinterest Teen Wolf fandom is its own thing because it is a dangerous and wonderful place, let me tell you. Wait, we need to compare Teen Wolf boards.
Okay.
Okay, because Pinterest is just a
like
scary place for any fandom.
Myself.
No, it's fine. I bet mine has more than you. So, there's edits of pretty much everything on Pinterest, and Teen Wolf is one of the best ones.
Wait, how many do you have on yours?
On mine? Okay, let me see.
Because you have more than me, don't you?
Going first. I'm pretty sure I do. Okay, let's see here.
Oh my gosh.
Gotta scroll through all my boards.
You can look it up, honey.
Okay. Well, it's like right at the top. So. Okay, so my Teen Wolf board has 265 pins, which is not very many. I thought I had more because most of my other boards have a lot more than that. Wait, how many do you have?
263.
Okay, so I
What
have
are the
two
odds?
more
That's
than you.
actually crazy.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
what does yours more entail of?
Mine is like
memes, edits, like hot people edits or show edits?
mine is a mix between character edits, whether it's because I think they're hot
people or
both, because I have a lot of like the hot attractive men on the show, which we'll get to because it's a whole nother thing. But I also have some of just like characters like that I just like, they're just like badass, you know, so I just have to see. But I also have a lot of like I have a lot of like press tour and publicity
Which I don't
photo
have
shoots.
any of that.
Okay, because I love those like of the cast. So like I have a lot of those and like a lot of villain edits because the villains
The villains
in
are the
this
best.
show are the
Specifically
best.
one.
Specifically, yeah. So wait, what is yours consist of?
Mine is more show and character edits and funny.
Okay.
I have lots of memes at the top, but like as I scroll down further,
I
a
have
lot of
less
it's
funny.
like the show, like you just like get on and you see like this like it's almost like a mini trailer, which is
Wait,
that's
I
what
have a lot of those too.
That's what I mostly look at when I look at shows on Pinterest and stuff. It's mostly like mini movie trailers and stuff, like the one I sent you the other day.
Yes. Yeah. Because
But-
let's be honest, fans make so much better trailers than networks and stuff. Like,
They need to put us in charge of it.
yeah, literally put us in charge.
But-
Yeah. So that's my
Yeah, I have a lot more of
Teen
that
Wolf
stuff.
board, which we love, you know.
Oh my gosh! Remember in the first season? I gotta stand up to demonstrate for class. Hold my water.
Oh,
So it doesn't roll
I
off
got
the-
you.
This happens. I don't know if. Okay. In the first season, you can't see me. In the
I'll
first
tilt.
season.
Wait.
Okay, we have to
Wait.
demonstrate.
This is important. Pausing the podcast. Hold on, I'm falling.
I'm just gonna stand this far. Just tilt it, and I'll show you what Derek does.
Okay, one of the best characters, his name is Derek. He is a werewolf. I'm gonna drop this.
Wait, I'm gonna come over on this side.
Okay.
Because I'm further away.
Derek is a werewolf, and he's the one that like trains Scott kind of to control his powers. This is him in every shot. It's like the characters are talking, they're like blah 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 blah, and then you just turn it and it's like done. And he just stands in the corner. Come back, Adele. He just stands in the corner. You just have to know. It's so important. There's so many edits on Pinterest of it. I'm getting a drink of your water.
That's fine. But it is literally so funny. We made fun of him the whole entire time. Cause it's just like, you're like just hanging out on the field, and then you turn and Derek's there and just done.
Yeah, and he's just like with his scowl, he's just
Oh
like,
my gosh.
and you're just like, what the heck is he doing? Yeah, I would call the police on him, but he's hilarious.
He's so funny.
He's so funny. So, let's see. When Teen Wolf came out on MTV, sorry, we got sidetracked for a minute there. MTV shows typically attracted like a younger audience, like viewers ages 12 to 30. Oh,
it looks so far away.
Oh, I got you. Okay, so it's like ages 12 to 30 is like the target audience, kind of, because that's who was watching MTV. But since it was added to Netflix, the fandom like is huge, like a lot more than that. Like our friend in Film Lit was like, oh yeah, my dad watches that show. Like, so it's for all ages, guys.
Anyone can enjoy.
And because it's like a supernatural / suspense / horror show, but it also is like has elements of like romance,
teen drama.
The characters are amazing, and like humor. This show is so funny. Sense of humor is amazing. It like appeals to pretty much everybody, no matter what like genre you like, you know. So
unless you like really cheesy trash Netflix.
Yeah, that's true. Then you just don't deserve anything else.
You don't deserve any happiness. Just kidding. Just kidding.
So this is our next section, is what people are talking about and some things we should know. So one of my bullet points just says styles in capital letters, because we just need a moment to appreciate.
Well,
okay.
Dylan O'Brien. Everyone knows him. Is this his breaking point?
Yes, this was, I'll tell you his audition story, because I looked this up, how all the characters got their roles. So Dylan O'Brien came in for...
Had he done anything before?
No, came in
this
for
was the first thing?
Yes.
This is like a whole Walker Scobell moment.
Yes, like, because this was his like breakout role, which is crazy because he became the biggest
really good
of...
actor.
Yeah, he's so good. Which actually, like, all like actors in this show are good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wasn't aware of, like, ever, like, oh, they're not very good, you know?
Yeah, they're all pretty decent.
Mm-hmm. But Dylan O'Brien definitely became the biggest out of the actors on the show.
Because, like, Maze Runner. Everyone knows him from Maze Runner.
Maze Runner. He's
in a lot of more adult films that I haven't seen.
Yeah, he's
not adult films like porn or something, but like rated R films that I haven't seen.
Good clarification, Adele. Yeah, he's in a lot of like spy. Like,
yeah,
I know he's
yeah.
in like one like where he's like an FBI agent.
Yeah.
And there's
one where he's like in a trench coat. That doesn't help.
That doesn't help. But yeah. So he's in a lot of movies now. He was in like Love and Monsters. Did you watch that?
I love Love and Monsters.
That's such a good movie. You should watch that one too. Anyway,
he's very cute in that one.
Yeah.
He's just got his like cute little personality, and that one really funny younger girl.
Yes, who's in like Disney Channel stuff too. That I love her. Yeah. So Dylan O'Brien is just the best. And so when he first auditioned, he came in to audition for the role of Styles, and his resume.
Lots of things. He's also in that Catico Lake that just came out.
Yeah.
There's that Saturday Night that we were talking about.
Oh, okay.
The outfit. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
He was in the Taylor Swift music video.
If you've seen the Taylor Swift All Too Well short film, he's the guy in that too. And
he's in so many.
Yeah, you can like scroll his credits. He's such a good actor. I'm sure you've heard his name. Like Maze Runner's probably his biggest name.
That's what I
that he's done. But
he's the main guy.
Yeah, he's so good. So when he first auditioned, when he came in, he brought his like resume, because you bring your resume and then you like slate and do your audition. And if anybody knows how that works, anyway, you don't. It's okay. And he just handed the like producers, and like Jeff Davis was there because he's the creator, and like the directors, because you like audition in front of them. Nowadays it's like you send in a tape, but or like a video. It's not a tape anymore because you don't record it on a cassette tape or a VHS.
A little more advanced.
Yeah, a little more advanced, but they still just call it a tape. But so he went on to into audition, handed them his resume, which was a blank sheet of paper, and on the back it had 2 links to his YouTube videos.
What?
That he had like this YouTube channel.
Because he used to do Vines.
Yes.
Like
and
really old TikTok memes. What are those called?
Yeah. So he had like this YouTube channel, and he just hands them this blank paper with these links on it, and does his audition. And Jeff Davis said I was like, who is this kid? Like, what is this? Like, no. But he was like, I was intrigued enough by the audition.
Maybe that's what gave him an upper hand, was being just so out of pocket that they're just like,
And he's like, normally I would
I
not care to go
check
out something like that, but he's like, but I was intrigued by his audition, so I went and looked at his YouTube channel and was like, this kid is perfect. So they just like straight up casted him. They were like, this is Styles. Like we need this guy for Styles.
Casted?
No, I think he was one of the first, but I think they casted Scott and Allison first. Like they were auditioning them first, but I think Styles was the first one they officially like offered the role to, and then they worked out the rest because then they like chemistry read like Tyler Posey and Dylan O'Brien, who plays Tyler Posey.
Oh, and they're
Scott.
so funny together.
They're so funny, and they just said as soon as they chemistry read, they were like, oh my gosh, we don't even have to fake the bromance. Like this is, they were like,
they're so
just,
fun.
Yeah, they were like just best friends, you know. So, which is really cool. And Styles is the best character in the whole show. Like, and most everyone agrees. Like everyone in the fandom agrees either Styles is the best or one of the best. Like a few people are like a few underrated characters, but like if you were to say to any Teen Wolf fan, Styles is the best character, they'd be like, oh my gosh, Styles is so good. And so no one will disagree with you.
Spoiler alerts.
Oh yes.
Third season, second half. He gets possessed to be a villain. That happens a lot in this show, I think. But there's lots of hidden villains, which I really like about it. But he gets possessed, he becomes the bad guy. Oh my gosh, it's actually one of the best acting performances I've ever seen. Because he's like this funny, goofy kid the whole time. Like this,
like a total nerd, and you're just like, oh my gosh,
psychopath.
Yeah, and then he becomes like psychopath, and like you can just like see it in his eyes, because he'll switch between like
like if you've ever seen Split. I love that movie. He's has split personalities, and you can like see on his face just what character he is. And he's had multiple. That's an amazing actor. I can't remember his name. But like Styles does the same thing where you just like see the switch and you're just like
the one part when Scott's mom is like tending to his injury and he's like tied up on the couch with the tape.
Yes!
And he like starts crying.
And she takes it off
and
goes,
she's like, and like, she's really? Like, oh Styles, is that you? And he's like, yeah, like it's me coming through.
She takes off the
tape off his mouth, and his face just like, can't believe you fell for that. And it was like instant really, tears Melissa? Stopped, and it was like, oh, it was so good.
Scene. That's just my favorite season out of all.
Yes, 3B.
Partially because of the plot. Like the plot was really good. The background of the character was really good. But then Dylan, like you were literally just telling me, Dylan O'Brien just like blew it out of the water. So good.
Like honestly, that's what made the villain for me. Because any other like actor playing that part, I'd be like, oh, this is an interesting villain with a cool backstory. But his performance just like,
and it just made
put it so much above and beyond every other season.
With the whole like thought of like Scott's best friend Styles, like the goofiest kid you ever meet, suddenly become the main and like probably one of the worst villains.
Yeah,
of the
like
whole
he just
show
like is killing
that we've seen so far.
And they think they might have to kill him. Yeah, they're like genuinely like we might have to kill Styles. You know, obviously they're like no, we have to find another way. But like, little garbage truck in the background. Yes, so good. Best season. Yeah. Styles.
I'm literally almost there in my rewatching. So excited.
Yes.
It's so sad at the same time.
Because season 3 is also one like
I can't go ahead and spoil.
No spoilers. We can't spoil that part.
I already spoiled a little bit.
Yeah, not too much. Yeah. And that's also like the one with the motel episode. With like the possession.
We have to share the story about that.
Oh yes.
Okay. One of the characters.
Go for it.
Lydia. She's a banshee, which they don't know at this point, but pretty much she's just kind of psychic.
Oh wait, hold on. Garbage truck. Bruh. Yeah, basically she's psychic.
Yeah. Oh wait, and she can like, cause like throughout the whole thing, people are dying, and she keeps finding the bodies.
Yeah,
just
like
being
she
like,
knows.
oh, like I just got in the car and I just went to the pool and there's a dead body. I didn't even know. So like, she's kind of weird this whole time. We sit down to watch this episode, and it's like, warning. This episode contains mature content, and we're like, what?
Because the show's like, TV-14.
Yeah.
But there's a few episodes throughout where they're like, oh, this episode is TVMA because it like mature audiences, so it has like a disclaimer.
I feel like I think I'm crazy. But so we're like watching it, and in the show, the cross country team and Allison, they're going to an away game, and Allison and Lydia had followed them behind the bus.
Which are two of the main characters.
Yeah. And then they end up having to stay the night at a motel. And so we're like, mature content. They're staying the night at a hotel.
Okay.
I wonder what this could be. And we're like, oh, well, fine. We'll just skip through some of the episodes.
No!
It was mature content because the motel they were staying at had the highest
suicide rating.
Yeah,
people would go there to kill themselves, which is so
it's
terrible
like,
that we're talking about this on the podcast. But
it's a reasoning behind.
It was interesting because the villain basically, that's like where the first like a werewolf like went there, you know, because it was like one of like the argents or whatever. And killed himself there because he got bitten, and so they have like this policy where they like,
if you get bitten, you kill yourself if you're a werewolf hunter.
Mm-hmm. So it was like interesting because they show up there and they're like, this is weird, spooky vibes. There's a number.
Lydia's going crazy.
Yes, when they first check in, the check-in lady, like at the
she looked creepy.
Yeah, the front, creepy, and there's a number behind her. And Allison and Lydia are like, what's that number for?
It was
and
just
she's
Lydia.
Like, oh, it was just Lydia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they're like, what's that number for? And she's like, oh, it's the amount of suicides that have occurred at this
she was all
motel.
creepy about. She's like, suicides.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and she's like just weirdly creepy about it. And the next time, so then they're all like staying, and they all feel like weird and are like off, you know? And then
all the werewolves.
All the werewolves, yeah.
And friggin' Lydia is hearing the ghosts kill themselves.
Yeah, she can hear the ghosts of the people that have killed themselves in the room. So she's like wandering around hearing these ghosts. It's terrifying. And then she wanders back down to the lobby where the check-in lady is, and the lady's not there anymore, but the number on the wall has gone up by three.
Wait.
By 2 or 3. The number has gone up, and she's like, oh shoot, like what's happening? And then all of them.
There was more than 3 there. There was 4 there that night.
Yeah, I can't remember. The number just goes up, and it just keeps going up. But so it's like predicting, you know, what's gonna happen. So that movie, episode, I almost just said movie. That episode, it felt like a movie because it was like 50 minutes long too. I was so anxious, but it was so good. That might be one of my favorite episodes of all time.
That's one of the best episodes because then, because you see kind of like the trauma that each werewolf has gone through.
Because they all have trauma.
And so like, one kid's about his like dad abusing him. One kid's about how his sister fell through the lake and like he keeps seeing her being like, why did you leave me?
Mm-hmm. So it's all like this trauma.
What's one of the twins?
One kid tries to drown himself.
Yeah, that's Boyd because his sister drowned.
Yeah.
What's the twin?
Doesn't the twin go like in like the ice thing? I can't remember.
No, that was Boyd too. He tried to cut himself, but with like a saw. But why?
Oh yeah.
He has a twin, and they're the funniest because they're werewolves and they like
morph together.
Morph into one person.
Terrible CGI.
My mom literally just watched it and she was just like,
"What is this?" Yeah. No, but it's so good. Like that episode was so good.
That's so funny. But that's when Scott tries to end up killing himself, and him and Styles have like the best moment where he's like, "If you go, I go." So like Scott had like a bunch of gas spilled out and was holding a flare.
Yeah.
And so like
it was terrifying. And then like Styles like steps in with him and throws it. But then the wind like blows it, which it's not really the wind. It's like the
it's the one freaking lady.
Yeah. And then but Lydia sees, so Lydia like tackles them out of the way, and it's just like the core friend group just was it was beautiful. This episode was so good. Okay, that was our little rant, our spiel.
Yeah, we're going long on time.
That's okay.
People can listen. And they will like it.
Yes. Oh, that was my next like bullet point, was the pure writing genius that is
so
season 3. There's no plot holes.
No.
Because I've rewatched it multiple times and I cannot find anything wrong with that season. Like,
or basically most of the show.
Actually, the whole show, yeah. And even each season builds on the past one. Mm-hmm. And even
it's like
then,
the knowledge goes.
Yeah. Even then, there's like no plot holes. And I'm just like,
it's excellent.
This makes sense? What?
And like so much happens in one season that you're just like, how does it all work out?
Yeah.
I just can't with it. It's so good. And like season 3, we're gonna talk about Void. That's Styles when he's possessed.
Thank you.
Excellent character writing. It was so good. And
so good. And like the backstory, because they show the whole backstory of this villain.
That was my favorite. It was
which was so good. I mean, I can't even talk about it because that'll take too much time.
I can't even begin to describe it. But
I know.
Or like,
we'll do another episode.
One of my favorite characters is Peter.
Peter. Yes. Okay. Wait. I was because like, Peter.
Yeah, because he's a villain in the first one. Is he the alpha?
Yeah, he's the alpha.
He's the alpha.
1. He's the one that bit Scott.
He is. You're right.
Yeah.
So like he's like this big bad guy, and he's Derek's uncle. Choking. But then they end up killing him.
Yeah.
Because he's the bad guy. But then he ends up coming back back to life in season 2, which was also really good writing because
they,
Lydia saw the young version of him and like visions and stuff,
and like brought him back to life with like a wolfsbane ritual. It was really interesting. I was like, it was good.
And then he comes back and he ends up being like kind of part of their pack. Is he part of their pack? He's like kind of there.
It depends on his mood.
He's just kind of like your weird uncle that shows up that like you kind of just
like
killed, you know.
Yeah, you're like, whoops, I ripped your throat out, but you can help me.
You.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, no worries, I tried to kill you too. Yeah. It's all cool.
But like the character writing for him, and then he becomes just this like funny, witty, sarcastic, grumpy character that's just always there. So I've always like really liked Peter and just having him
I liked him too.
He was good.
Yeah. So then we're gonna talk about things we should talk about. The fact that Meredith is the benefactor. Do you remember this? That was the biggest plot twist. Okay, because I thought she died. She does. They kill her at the end.
Good.
So that was also season.
Well, she comes in season 3 because she's at the mental asylum with Styles. And then
there's multiple villains in season 3A and 3B.
So she comes home with them at one point because that's a really funny sound where he's like, "Oh, this is my girlfriend." She's like, "You're not my type." And then she looks at another character, Isaac, and she's like, "He's my type." And Styles is just like, "Well, we have a lot to talk about." But when does that happen? Why did they bring her home? Because Scott's dad's the one who asks about. Nope. No. That's when young.
You're right.
Young Derek comes. And he's like, "This is my cousin, Miguel."
Yeah, it's both. Because Scott's dad's just always there at the worst time.
Yeah.
But Benefactor's season 4 mostly.
And that's the one with the person without this guy's bald. He doesn't have a mouth.
And they find basically like a Deadpool list of all of basically everyone in Beacon Hills that's somewhat supernatural. I think so. She's also like a little bit psychic, so she helps Lydia understand her powers. But
she's crazy.
Yeah, and like hates supernatural. We find out later, which is why she creates this hit list. And so, it's like basically of like all the characters and like so these two of the high school kids. Do you remember this? With the like wire things, and they're running around killing them.
The bully in Stranger Things.
Oh yeah, it is the same kid.
What's his face? What's his name?
I can't remember, but you're right.
He dies in the end. He gets cut in half, but it's him when he's like super young, and it's the wildest thing.
Yeah, because he's like, him and his girlfriend are assassins, and they're like 15, and they're like running around killing these people for the money, you know?
Yeah, he's got a knife in the bottom of his lacrosse stick, and my friend plays lacrosse, and I was telling him to do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. That's illegal. But so that one was really interesting because
I do remember
that villain was also super cool. Because then Lydia was like doing the whole psychic thing at the lake house, her grandma's lake house.
Yeah, and there was like hands on the walls or something.
Yeah, to figure out
a weird record player in like a completely white room. What was the thing with her grandma?
Her grandma was like psychic too. Do you remember this?
I think
Yeah, and then they found out like the keyword was Allison.
Oh,
remember that?
That's so sad.
The first third of the list. Then there's like 2 other thirds of the list that have other keywords.
I don't remember this very well.
That unlock like who's on the hit list, you know? Yeah. And it's really interesting.
I remember just being like, what?
I know. I feel like we're just being confusing now for people who have not seen the show.
Yeah. It's confusing for people who have seen the show.
It is, yeah. It's hard to keep track of, but you just have to watch all of it because it's so good. So then, unlike most teen shows, there's not a lot of like romantic partners switching. You know? And this is the most important. The fandom actually agrees on all of the like canon ships.
Yeah.
Like all the ships in the show, the like fandom just agrees on, you know?
Yeah.
Which is like unusual.
Because
you know?
Scott and Allison, everyone agrees that they should be together.
And then Styles and Lydia are just,
that's pretty much it, honestly.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because, like, even when, like, Allison, you know, and then it's Kira, like,
everyone still agrees that
Kira.
It's just, like,
There's no, like love triangles, which has something interesting about that, but go ahead first.
Allison and Isaac had a thing for a hot second.
Yes.
But, like,
it was,
knew
like,
that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they're like, that's not a real thing, you know? Yeah, and it wasn't like, oh, I'm just like switching. It was like characters broke up and then were friends, and then like 6 months later, like half a season later,
kind of
it was like they started dating someone else. It was like more natural,
like high school.
Yeah.
Because like people, like I was watching like Heartbreak High, and like people were just going crazy, like, oh, we're getting with him now, and then getting with them, and like all this thing and all these things
just to create
like,
drama.
Yeah, and I'm like, that doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it doesn't. We're social outcasts sometimes.
Yeah,
so
we
maybe
are
it does
outcasts.
happen, but
as you can tell from our topic of discussion for this podcast,
and the fact that we have matching sweatshirts.
No, but I know it's interesting because, like, unlike a lot of teen shows, the drama doesn't come from the romance. It comes from the plot,
which makes
it so much better. Because then you're not like, wait, who's with who? Yeah. Who do I want to be with who? You're just like, oh,
drama between them, because like,
but
Scott's
it's driven by the plot.
Yeah, because Scott's a werewolf, Allison's a werewolf hunter. Like,
so you're like, well, shoot.
But like, because like even everybody Allison was with a lot. Not Allison. Lydia was with a lot of different guys, but like everyone knew that it was going to be Styles.
Yes.
Are they in game? Did they have them?
I have something to say about that. Okay, but also, wait, what was I going to say? Oh yes, because creator Jeff Davis also said it was important when they approached him with this, because like we talked about in sci-fi class, actually, the 2000s and 2010s were mega love triangle territory.
Twilight.
No, for real. After Twilight, it was like everything had a love triangle. But Jeff Davis was like, no, I refuse to do a love triangle. That is stupid. We're not doing that. I hate
love triangles.
So I do too. They're unnecessary.
One book that I like that has a love triangle.
Really?
And that's
Which one?
Mortal Instruments.
Okay.
Infernal Devices.
Okay.
But that's literally because they're immortal. That's the only reason why. Spoiler, sorry. But that's the only reason. It's because she gets to be with one guy and then the other guy later.
Okay.
Because he has to go away because he's sick, and then he's immortal, she's immortal. The other guy dies of old age, and then she gets to be with the other one. So like it still doesn't even work out logically.
Interesting. Okay.
It's so good. Go read that book too.
Okay. I've read Mortal Instruments, like the first.
Yeah, the Infernal Devices is a series. It's a prequel to it.
Oh, prequel.
I like it better.
Okay.
But
I'll have to read it. Oh yes, that's another podcast. Yeah, so Jeff Davis was like, no, I refuse to do a love triangle because that's every other show on TV right now. And he's like, no, I want this to be about the plot and the characters. So, which I appreciated because the ships, like Scott and Allison, we just need to talk about that for a second because I know they're the main characters, but like, they're so good. Normally I don't ship like main characters. I'm like, oh, I like you, but I like side characters more. Yeah. Like Scott and Allison,
literally
every
show ever.
Yeah.
They were
the
so
actors is
together.
chemistry, and they're still friends, which we'll talk about with the movie. Yes, because Tyler Posey, who plays Scott, and Crystal Reed, who plays Allison, are like close friends in real life too, and they just have. I also preparing for this podcast. I watched a lot of press tour leading of like the movie actually because it's more recent, and they are just like the cutest. They just have the cutest chemistry and like. I love it when that happens. Close, you know? And I was just like, oh my gosh, this makes the character so much better. It's like, because like I feel like with Kira, Scott did not have that much chemistry with Kira.
Yeah.
Like I liked Kira as a character, but I didn't want them to be together, you know?
But even when they were together, like, it was just kind of there. It wasn't driving anything. No one was really annoyed with it. No one really loved it.
Yeah, everyone was just kind of like okay,
he just
I don't really care.
Else,
yeah, he just needs someone. But yeah,
that didn't last.
I know. And then, yes, okay.
I look so shiny.
So, oh yes, we're just glowing, you know?
It's natural.
Yeah, so the canon ships are so good. Should we talk about Styles and Lydia for a second?
Okay.
The biggest complaint I have about the entire show is that Styles and Lydia only kiss twice in the entire show. Yes, because they have the first kiss in season 3 when he has a panic attack.
Which, like,
and they're not like together.
It was a cute moment, but like, I wish their first kiss would have been like, what's their second kiss?
Like for real. At the very end, the last season where they get together finally, like the second to last episode. Yeah.
What?
Because they like become friends, and they're like reluctant friends because she's like popular.
She's so popular.
She's like the popular mean girl. She's such a brat, but we love her. It's okay, say it. We don't have to censor on this podcast.
Oh.
And so, and Styles is like the nerdy, like kind of dorky, smart
and he's been
lacrosse
obsessed
player.
with Lydia.
Yeah, and he's been obsessed with her forever, but she like doesn't know he exists. And in the first season, he has like a buzz cut, so like, which is so cute.
He can still kind of pull it off.
He can pull it off.
Man.
Actually, yeah, one
man.
man. Go look him up with a buzz cut.
Okay.
It kind of works.
We have to share the funniest thing: our plants.
I forgot about that.
Sophomore year, when we were like watching the show at the time, we both got plants from our biology teacher, and they're the same plants.
Yeah, they're like the spider plant that like grows.
I named mine Styles.
And I named mine Lydia. So.
And they're thriving still.
They're
I still
thriving.
have them.
I
Styles
do
has
too.
been pregnant so many times.
Yeah, so has Lydia. She has so many babies like hanging off of her. I had to put her in like a hanging
I know,
pot
I need to redo mine.
instead of in like one sitting on my windowsill because all the babies like tentacles come down, and so I had to hang
You
her.
can propagate those.
I know. I just haven't yet because you can like cut them off and grow more. But I haven't done that yet. But yeah, so
Like,
my
everyone
name is
just knew
Lydia.
that they were going to get together.
Yes, and
It's
everyone
just
wanted
building
it so
and
bad.
building and building.
Because they become friends, and then it's like the like hints of it, but they don't like acknowledge. It's just so good. You have to watch the
And Styles is like
season 3 with them.
when boy freaking kidnaps her.
I know.
It like
I know.
Styles is literally like I was watching it today, and Derek's sister Erica like gets hurt, and
No,
he's like
not Eric.
Eric.
Erica is the girl.
No,
he
what's her
turns.
face?
His sister's
His
name
sister's?
is Laura. Isn't it
Oh, it might
Laura?
be- I think
It's
it's Laura.
Laura.
Yeah,
Laura
that's
Hale. I'm like,
But she like gets hurt or something, and Styles is like, oh, well, I'll go make sure she gets home. Like just with like every person, like he's just such a genuinely nice dude. I wish people like him were real.
yeah,
So far, my
Same.
experience has said no, but
mine too.
he's like
Boys.
the perfect one ever. Take note.
Take note.
Styles
Go watch
17.
Teen Wolf. Be Styles, and then you'll pull girls. Anyway,
Which is
so
so funny because in the show he doesn't.
I know. I'm like, how is this the character that does not get anybody?
I
But
feel like somebody was into him.
Malia. I actually did ship them.
Yep.
I mean, I
You're
wanted.
right, they do have a cute little story.
Mhm.
Except I feel like at that moment, Malia was not ready to have a
She
boyfriend.
wasn't.
Which, hot take, I think the same for 11 in Stranger Things.
I agree with you.
Ah,
Because I ship 11 and Mike, but I don't think they were ready.
they're not ready for it. No.
Yeah. It needed to be later.
But
They went too fast with that one. I would agree with that.
which is kind of the same with Styles and Malia, because Malia was like a coyote.
A coyote for years. Because she killed her family.
And she's Peter's daughter.
Yes!
I forgot about that.
All the things are remembering.
That's another reason why I really like Peter. Doesn't he die?
No.
I think he dies.
Oh, he does. You're
I'm
right.
pretty sure he died. Oh, that's so sad.
I forgot about that. I can't remember this. Okay. Anyway, so
All right, next point. We're taking
next
way
point.
too long.
Oh, goodness gracious.
That would have been
dangerous.
bad.
Dunk, 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 dunk. Okay, it's gone. Okay. This will play into our game later,
Oh.
but we won't do it yet.
Oh,
But basically, you just need to know that this is the hottest cast you've ever seen. Every character in the show. There's every type of character too. So like, doesn't matter. Oh shoot. So like no matter what your type is, there's a character for you, and they're all good characters. Like I don't think I hate any of the main characters. I mean, obviously I hate some of the villains and like people that you're meant to hate, but sometimes like in shows, you're like the main character's stupid. Why do I like them?
Yeah.
Like I don't care
You
what
like
happens
all
to
these
them. But all these characters, you're like, oh my gosh, I love you so much. Like I want to see what happens to you.
Popcorn.
Yeah.
You want any of the crumbs?
No, that's okay. Okay, we need to talk
Putting
about.
it in the window so it doesn't fly.
Oh, go for it. I'm taking your water again.
How do you open it?
There you go. I thought I'd locked us out here. That would have been bad.
That was like, oh hi. Okay.
Okay, so
What's the
There you
next
go.
point?
next point is. Oh yes, that we need to talk about, like update of what's going on today.
Well, the newest thing was
The
the
movie, the 2023.
So
Teen
that was
Wolf
how many
movie.
years after the show finished?
It was 6, because it wrapped in 2017. Is
So that's
when
a pretty good amount of time.
but they jumped 15 years.
Oh.
There's like a time jump because the
I knew that.
actors when they were playing in Teen Wolf, they were playing like 17 and 18-year-olds. They were like 30 because
Well, because they started in their sophomore year,
but then
ended in their senior year, but like the time
years.
period took way long.
Yeah, because the show lasted like 6 or 7 years. Well, from when they started filming to when it ended, it was like 7 years. So the actors had aged a lot, but the characters hadn't. Had only aged like 3 years. So I mean, the actors were already 20-something playing like 16, 15-year-olds.
So it wasn't as drastic when you see like kids go to teenagers, kind of like those Stranger Things, but like
so it wasn't like
still different.
That noticeable, because like by the end when they're like 18, 19, and they're like, I guess they were only like late 20s. Most of them were like late 20s, maybe like 30. And so I like looked all this stuff up. Yeah, so like it wasn't like that noticeable, but definitely in the movie, if they would have been like only 6 years older, it would have been noticeable, because now they're like in their 30s. And so they time jump 15 years from the end of the series to the beginning of the movie, and it's interesting because they all kind of come back to Beacon Hills because I haven't seen the movie yet. I'm dying.
Such a good job from what I've heard.
Yes, Scott starts having dreams about Allison being back, and he's like, no, like, okay, wait, but now we have to spoil it because that's part of the movie. End of season 3, Allison dies, stabbed, shot with the, oh no, you're right.
She gets stabbed with a spear
because she shoots them with the arrow on the spear.
By one of the kids that Void was controlling. Yeah, Void is Styles.
Yes, one of the weird shadow creature things that are fireflies.
Weird Asians.
Yeah.
Disclaimer: I'm Asian.
Don't cancel me. Yeah, so that was so sad, and it was so disappointing.
But it led into a great
movie. Because they brought Allison back for the movie, so Scott starts having these dreams.
Isn't she like Void?
Yeah.
They just brought back the core elements of season 3.
Yes, which was the best season, so as it should be. So Scott starts having these dreams. He goes back to Beacon Hills, where Derek is there with his son.
Yes,
Eli.
Derek has his son,
and Eli plays lacrosse.
Yes, and he has a Jeep, which Styles is iconic for his Jeep.
Yes, his blue.
Like literally, when they have the intro thing, they have really funny intros where it's like, and like they're just like standing there. I think in the 3rd season, Scott's like levitating.
Yeah.
Why is he levitating? No, I'm pretty sure because that's what I'm watching right now.
Oh, okay.
And he's just like levitating.
Oh, it's so funny. And they always like Derek always has like flour on him, and they're just like, is it flour? Do you remember this? I've seen the behind the scenes for it because they like cover him in flour because he's like shirtless.
Oh, and like flour, not like flowers.
No,
like
not
pretty
flowers, like powder.
Flour.
Like
yeah,
powder.
Yeah, they do.
And then they
and, like
do
Allison
the, like,
or Lydia's got like weird gook on her that she like claws.
Yeah, because she's like.
But main point is Styles is walking out in front of his Jeep.
And he's like known for his blue like C5 Jeep, and like that's core.
I love that they brought that.
Yes, because Dylan O'Brien is not in the movie, and it was, which is so sad, because it was mainly for like scheduling conflicts, and Dylan O'Brien has said like he just like left Teen Wolf in a really good place for him, so he didn't want to like
that makes sense.
Come back to it in that moment. He's like I'm not saying no forever, but like I'm with other stuff right now, so he wasn't a part of the movie, but they don't just like ignore his presence, they like acknowledge that he's not there, and they like make references to him, and they do show footage from the show of like a flashback of him. So it's not like they're like ignore him. There's like
never heard of him.
There's an actual reason, like they come up with a reason for why he's not back in Beacon Hills. Yes. So basically Scott goes back to Beacon Hills because Beacon Hills is like, what's the place called? It's do you remember? It's the weird like shrine thingy in the cellar. It's like that attracts all the supernatural around to it.
I know what you're talking about. I do not know what it's called.
I can't remember what
it's called. Because mine just went to Mystic Falls.
The Nebaton! I got it. I remembered.
Got it.
So basically that's what's in their town, and that's why there's all these supernatural creatures there. So
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And
that makes so much more sense.
So that's why he's like, so he goes back to Beacon Hills because he's like getting these inklings of it's happening again, you know?
Like, so, it's like his Barbie tingle. Or my Barbie sense. Spider tingle Barbie
Spidey
sense.
tingle. Okay. Yeah, so he goes back, and then he, like, has Malia. He, like, calls Malia and Lydia, and they all reunite. They haven't seen each other in, like, 15 years. And they're like, this... Oh, yes. That was a nice breeze, actually. I'm kind of toasty.
It's really hot on this roof.
It is. We're baking.
It is sunted.
I know.
We look white, but I promise we're not.
I need vitamin D. C. Which one comes from C?
I don't know.
One of the vitamins. Sun. I need sun. Yeah, and so then they all, like, reunite, and Allison, basically, the Nagitsune, which is void.
That's what it's called.
That's what the creature is called that is possessing, that turns them into void. It has to do with the backstory. I can't remember exactly. So the Nagitsune has taken over Allison's, like, brought Allison back so that he can possess her.
She's like,
and yeah, and she's like archery. She's like a werewolf hunter. So she, like, doesn't remember anything though. Like, she doesn't remember that she knows these people and is, like, trying to kill them.
That's so
but
sad.
Scott's like,
That's
no,
like the
Allison,
saddest
my
trope.
first love that died in my arms 15 years ago, you know. So then they're, like, trying to figure out a way to save Allison. Oh,
We're gonna be a little dirty.
yeah. Whoopsies. Okay.
Fine.
So anyway, so the movie I've heard is amazing.
I've heard it's really good, and all the edits I've seen of it have been really good. Like,
Yes.
and especially with them, like, calling back things from the show, so like the
Mhm.
parallels
They make,
and
like,
everything, which I
references.
love when they do that. So
Yeah, so good. The only
that the
thing,
newest
only
thing?
thing that fans hate, not even hate, are slightly miffed about.
angered.
Yeah, because no one's like, ah, rah, you
Yeah.
know, but everyone's just like, oh, come on. So the reason that they have in the movie, which was not necessary, they have in the movie, Lydia says that her and Styles broke up.
No.
Yes, because they've been together since then. But I do like the way they explained it though. I haven't seen the movie,
Okay,
but
what
I've heard, and most fans are like, okay, if they were gonna make them break up, that's a legitimate reason. So
Okay,
I'm pretty
what?
sure it's because Lydia has one of her, like, psychic visions that if her and Styles stay together, he'll die.
Oh.
But it plays into the villains, so that it also plays into the fact that there could be a second movie.
Ooh.
So it's, like, not just, like,
Which
unnecessary.
I feel like if an actor's gonna say, I'm not saying no forever, I'm just saying no right now, leads me to think that maybe they approached him with the idea of another movie.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, we're thinking of doing this one now, but we're also having this idea. And he's like,
Mhm.
okay, like,
Maybe
let's
the
make
next
this
one.
work out, and then I can come in then.
Yeah, because they definitely, it was a very short, like, Jeff Davis called Crystal Reed, who plays Allison, and was like, listen, I want to do a movie, but I'm only doing it if we bring you back. And because she's always said she kind of regretted, like, leaving the show. Not enough where
Crystal
she was
Reed
like,
plays Allison.
yes, I just said that.
Oh, you did?
I did. You weren't listening. Yes, in case you didn't hear Adele either, Crystal Reed is the actor that plays Allison. Yeah,
Oh, the
so
roof.
he, like, called her and was like, I only want to do a movie if we can bring you back. And she was like, 1,000% I'm in. Like, didn't even think about it, just answered right there.
As you
So
would.
then obviously, and Tyler Posey who plays Scott, has always been, like, really open, especially on social media, about wanting to reboot the series. Like, he loved this role.
What is he in?
So he's actually
I'll look up
quite
stuff.
a he's
You
quite a
keep
big star.
talking.
Like, he's in a lot of stuff. Not like a ton of, like, big blockbuster stuff,
Yeah.
but he's a really good actor too, which you don't notice when you first watch him because he's very subtle, and it's like he acts with his eyes, which is cool because, like, he's, like, kind of subtle. So at first you're not like, oh my gosh, he's an
Yeah.
amazing actor, but the more you watch the show, you're like, this guy is so good. Yeah. So
It's Elena of Avalor.
okay. Yeah, so, and he's always been vocal about it, so he was in, and then all the other, like, cast members, they're like, all still friends in real life, so they were all like, oh yeah, we're in. And so, other than Arden Cho, I'm pretty sure is her name, who plays Kira,
Did she not come back?
she's not back. Mm-mm.
Sad.
And neither is Dylan O'Brien, who plays Styles, but the rest of the cast does come back, other than the ones that died.
Who died? There's so many people who died.
So many people died. Yeah.
I wish they would have brought Peter back. I love Peter. I already said that.
I wish they would.
I was just appreciating his sarcasm today.
He's so funny. I love him. Anyway, so that's kind of the movie, which fans were super excited about.
And that's the newest thing that's happened.
Sort of. There's more. Would you like to know?
Yes!
I was telling you about this, but I need to, like, explain.
What?
There is a Teen Wolf behind the scenes rewatch podcast.
Oh, okay, you were telling
called
me about that,
Howler Back Now, and it's hosted by Holland Roden, who plays Lydia Martin, which is Lydia, the Banshee lady that we've been talking about. Okay, so I know.
Just like all the outer base.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. So that is kind of the newest thing because they started that kind of in line with the movie.
Okay.
So I guess they're both like kind of the same. So it has a 5-star rating on iHeart Podcast, which is crazy.
That's wild.
Yes. 5-star rating. Everyone that has rated it gave it 5 stars.
That's crazy.
Isn't that wild? And like it had a decent amount of listeners too. Like it wasn't just like 3 people listened to this podcast. I can actually look it up, but I'm too lazy to do that. Wait, actually,
we got more plans to talk about.
Yeah. Well, look it up.
We got things to move on to.
Yes. So Howler Back Now, hosted by Holland Roden. I listened to a few episodes in preparation. It is so good. She's such a good host. She just hilarious.
Like, so funny.
She's like honestly not a lot like Lydia. Like she's not. Really,
I don't know. In my mind though, actors are always the same as their characters, which is
that's true.
not true.
Yeah.
But for me,
That's how I know. That's how it feels.
hide in the shade.
I can't. One with the wall. No, so she's a really good host, and I actually was finding it very interesting because it's mostly behind the scenes stuff of like the episodes,
which is so fun.
So it's really interesting. Yeah. So go listen to it if you've seen Teen Wolf. The last episode, though, unfortunately, was from April of 2023.
Aww.
So it's doubtful that they will do more episodes, but I hope they pick it back up again. I did check their Instagram, and they didn't say anything about like canceling it and about being done. So they could return to it. I think my theory...
With the release of a second movie.
Yes. My theory is they stopped doing it while they were filming and doing the press tour for the movie. But the timelines, I mean... don't totally overlap, so I mean it could have been other reasons, but I'm also thinking that's part of the reason why.
Okay.
Is because on the podcast they do talk about how when they were filming the movie.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it started like after they filmed, but then they probably had to pause for the press tour
and they just haven't
premieres,
gone back
and they just probably haven't gone back to it. Okay. So I mean it now is almost 2 years later than when the original
They're just gonna release another movie.
But I'm thinking they'll probably pick the podcast back up again because like they didn't say anything on like their Instagram page or anything about canceling it.
And
I mean,
we like
from
to live
like
in
the old
delusion,
posts that I've seen,
so.
I know we're just delusional. And so we're gonna pretend that one day they'll pick the podcast back up again because it's good. Yes, and another movie. So
wait, I just had an idea.
Oh, okay.
What if from the movie they took his son, right?
Eli, yeah.
Wait, doesn't he die?
Derek? Yes, in the movie. Which that's the other thing fans don't like is they're like that was unnecessary. Why did you kill Derek?
Okay, that wasn't my main thought. That was a sidetrack.
Okay.
Take the son. Make a series.
They thought about that.
Oh.
People have said that. They're like do a spin-off with Eli.
Okay, maybe I'm not as smart as I thought, but that would be so fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which would be good. And then because then
you could
Scott
call
could
back
be his
so
like
much.
mentor, and other characters could like
he could do the
star.
dumb thing.
And they have a new kitsune, which Kira is the like chop fire lady.
She's a cool Asian.
She is cool. There's like another one of those too.
Okay.
Like that is Eli's friend, you know.
Okay. So they could make it work if they really want.
So they could make a spin-off if they wanted to, you know? And the guy that plays Eli is so cute and actually such a good actor.
I need to watch
like,
it.
From what I've seen, because I've seen like clips and stuff, he's like good, you know?
Anyway. We'll just have to watch it once we finish the series.
So one of the things I cannot figure out, which I didn't actually do very much research on this, so we'll have to dive into this. No, that's next.
Okay.
Is actually where all these ideas for the plots and villains came from, because they are so unique. Like I have never
fever dreams.
I guess so, because like I didn't research this. I should have, because
there's
genuinely
so much. How do
there's
you
so much.
come up
I'm
with
like,
all of that?
I know. I'm like, how on earth did they come up with this? Because I've never seen this in another like show before.
Yeah, they have
like,
some
I'm like, this
really
is not
unique plots.
very unique.
And the way they have all their villains come out and like all the twists and turns, like it's very clever and very unique.
Yes, and it's definitely not like a tropey show.
No.
Like,
and,
not
like,
at
you
all.
have some
I mean, there's
tropes,
a few, like,
but, like,
stereotypes.
I feel like you have to have a little bit of tropes to get people, like...
Yes, like, hooked in. But also, once you, like, meet all the characters, they kind of... All the characters have a little bit of a stereotype, but they immediately grow out of that. Like, Lydia, classic mean girl kind of bitch, you know. But then you find out that she's super smart and, like, she's actually genius
and they're all
taking
just, like,
all these level classes.
characters.
Yes, they're very round. They're not, like, one-dimensional at all. It's like, even though on the surface she's, like, this mean girl, she becomes friends with, like, Scott and Styles and, like, with the like, those guys that play lacrosse. And is, like, genuinely a good person and super smart, you know? So, like, they're all very well-rounded characters.
And, like, Styles, he's, like, your weird, goofy, nerdy kid, but then he's also the sheriff's son and a detective genius.
Yes, so like, smart as well, yeah. But also, like...
And then you come in the whole character of him being void, his best friend being a werewolf, and he's not anything special. Everyone else around him is special.
Yeah,
he's
every
not.
other character around
and,
him
like,
is supernatural
all these
or
things.
something. But he's,
which
like,
is
the only
funniest
human.
part, because when one of the newer characters comes in, he's like, "Oh, what are you?" He's like, "The abominable snowman."
Yeah, it's so funny.
That was at the lake house, right?
Yes, when they chained,
Yep,
like, 3 of them up, you know? Do you remember this? Because they were transforming. Like, Liam and
yeah,
Sam.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then he changed
starting to
everything up.
remember
Yeah.
things. I think it's a little hazy over in that area, but...
I know. There's a
been a
lot to keep
while.
track of, yeah. Okay, theories. Should we talk about theories? Do you have any theories?
Okay, there was one, I couldn't find it again, but I've come across it, was the theory that Styles is actually, like, a mischief supernatural creature.
Like demon, kind of?
Not like a demon, but it's just kind of like a Loki.
Which is
like,
kind of true because the Nagitsune is a trickster spirit. Do you remember
this?
this?
But, like, it's less of him being possessed by that,
Oh,
and more of him just being
what he
born.
is. Okay.
And, like, that was, like, the reason his, like, mom died or something. I can't fully remember. But, like, everywhere he goes, he just, like, creates trickery, and, like, it's just, like, a force that's, like, attracted towards him, I think. But I couldn't find it again, and, like, I honestly like having a character being just normal.
Yeah.
And, like, it creates a lot, because I've seen, like, I haven't gotten to this part yet, but a clip where he's, like, not everybody, like, some of us are human.
That part, yeah.
That he tells Scott, because he's human and Scott's not, no one else is, and so, like, I think it brought a lot.
He's
more
like,
to
some
his
of us make mistakes, some of us are
yeah,
human.
yeah,
That's what he says. That's
so
so
get our hands a little dirty.
Yes, which that part was so good. I was like,
That's so
Styles. So yeah. So I have a few theories to share that I found on in my Pinterest dive. Okay, so first up we have every Teen Wolf fan hates this theory because it's stupid.
Okay, tell me. I'll tell you if I hate it.
There's this idea that in this series finale,
oh no, you've already
Teen
told
Wolf,
me this.
We'll like hear doctors talking, and then the screen comes into view, and you see a folder with Styles' name on it, and then we find out that the entire past 5 seasons, Styles has been in the mental institution, Icon House, like imagining the supernatural creatures and events to help himself cope with the fact that his best friend Scott was mauled and killed by a mountain lion their sophomore year of high school. Which every Teen Wolf fan is like, no, that's stupid.
That's like,
also,
like, oh, at the end of Harry Potter, he wakes up and he's back in the cupboard. Like, no.
Yeah. Or like the Stranger Things one where they like, oh, you zoom away
out
and they're
it's
playing D&D.
Like, no.
Like, that ruins the magic of the show.
Yeah.
Like, that defeats the purpose
and then
of
you're
the
like,
entire
well,
show
what
that
do
you
we
just
do
watched.
From here? Like, you're still stuck at the same spot now. Like,
Yeah. So that one's a stupid one. I mean, like, I also don't think it's that clever. If it was clever, I'd be like, okay, but it's not, because every show you could say that. You know, every fantasy show you could be like, but what if it was all fake?
Like,
that defeats the purpose of a
to
fantasy
do
show.
That, like, with just little elements.
Yeah.
Throughout the show.
Yeah.
Like, not the whole thing.
Yeah. So we don't like that one. There's also this one. Help me make sense of this though, because I'm really confused. Okay. So the Dread Doctors are.
Okay, except we never watched that.
I know. So this
That's
one
why we're getting confused. But
won't
keep telling
make
me.
Complete sense. So Lydia was this is the theory, that Lydia was the first victim of the Dread Doctors.
Like,
so
victim?
No, because I don't know who Tracy is. Apparently, she's one of the characters. Crossed like the mountain ash. Do you remember the mountain ash where it like blocks makes boundary without a problem? And it was because she was made supernatural, not born or turned. She was made supernatural. So Lydia crossed the concentrated mountain ash border in Icon House easily
before that, she was having flashes of the Dread Doctor seeing herself on an operating table. So remember when Peter bit her, at first her body rejected the bite and she kept going into shock. They thought she was going to die, then randomly she heals and is just fine. So this theory is like, I think the Dread Doctor stepped in and saved her and like created her into a banshee. Which kind of makes sense, but the timeline doesn't make sense.
And if she stepped over the mountain ash, that would mean she was made a banshee. Or she was born a banshee.
No, made a banshee.
Oh.
If you're born or turned into a creature, with like, if you're born or with a bite, then you can't cross the mountain ash. But like, apparently one of the characters crossed it without a problem because she was made supernatural.
Okay.
By like the doctors or whatever.
Okay.
So that's people's theories, but we find out she's a banshee before
the Dread Doctors even come in.
But I mean, the Dread Doctors, I guess, have always existed, so maybe we just didn't see that part. I don't know. I mean, that one's pretty clever. I don't know that it makes sense.
I feel like it would work if the creators took it upon them and added that.
If they wanted to
add
add
because
that,
it's a fan theory. No.
Yeah, because like I'm sure you could find a way to explain that. Which actually, this was actually pretty clever. Like I thought this one was like I was like, okay, you thought actually about that one.
And
so
maybe,
I could see it.
And like if they were to have the show explain that right now, I'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But because it's
a
fan theory,
and I'm like, they've already explained it that it's genetic. It's her grandma that was like psychic, you know.
Yeah. So it's a good one.
It's a good one.
It's a good idea for the table, but just wasn't used.
Yeah. So I'm like, it's a good one. I agree that it could work, but I don't.
Not right now.
I don't think so. You know. Anyway.
Gotcha.
So that's the other one. I thought that one was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, that's.
Have you ever heard that one before?
I think I've seen it, but I just skipped over it because I was like, I don't know what the flip the Dread Doctors are.
Yeah.
Get me out of here.
Anyway, so as a conclusion, Teen Wolf.
You gotta do your conclusion
I gotta do my
first.
conclusion.
Okay.
Teen Wolf is one of the greatest storytelling shows ever.
So good.
Amazing. If I could have been in the writer's room.
Tears. I was just ascended to heaven right
there. Yeah, I would have just like, this is incredible. Yeah, so definitely one of my favorite shows of all time. Like, if I had to think about it, definitely would be in my top
It's one of my
10,
shows.
probably top 5 actually.
Yeah.
It is one of the cleverest shows.
It is a lot of information to process, but once you get rewatching it, like,
and like the more you rewatch it, the more it makes sense, and you like they hide Easter eggs that you don't see the first time, and then you're like, whoa.
I love when shows do that.
Yeah. So love it. It's so good. Go watch it. It's on Amazon Prime for free, so you can just go.
We love free things.
Go stream, and that is the conclusion. But before
we have
we
a
go,
better conclusion.
I have a little game for us to play.
We've
Hold
been
on.
here so long that the sun is now covering me.
I know. It's like shaded now. Okay. We're gonna play a little game. We're just gonna turn. Yeah, I'll just like hold it. So here's yours. Adele doesn't know who all is in these bags. We're playing a game. Tallyn and Adele's hotness ranking chart. Because all the characters in this show.
I feel like when we present this, you just have to tell them to skip to this part. This is the most important
this is the best part. So you can
Okay.
pull these out.
I'm
Here's
gonna
some
start
tape.
looking at them.
We both have a side. I have selected 10/11, which will make sense in a second. I've selected 10 characters.
I don't even know who this kid is.
I will go.
Oh,
through
now
and
it makes
explain.
sense
I'll
why
show.
this-
Yes. I've selected 10/11 characters to rank in hotness, and we're doing a girl's side and a guy's side because no matter who you like, they're all hot. So there's someone for everybody. So I'll just go through and say these real quick.
Wait,
So
I want to
we have-
explain some of them because it's so funny.
I got it. Okay, I'll hold them up.
Okay, I don't even know who
This
that
kid
is.
Liam. He's one of the
These
new
are the new
characters
kids that come.
introduced. Do you remember? He's like the kid, the
he's
freshman.
kind of a
that's-
whiner. He gets
A
stuck in
little
a
bit.
hole for a little bit.
But once you like see him with Scott
He gets
Stiles,
better,
he's
doesn't
like
he?
their kid. He's like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
babysit him. It's funny, and he's kind of a cutie. He is a little bit of a whiner, but that's him.
Yeah.
Also, with this, we are factoring in personality, but sometimes
It's based on their character,
based on
not
their
the
character,
actor in
not
the
the actor.
movies.
Yeah. So
Like I have to-
whether that's looks and personality, whatever. Okay, this Kira.
Yep.
Do you
want to go on a rant about Kira?
Pretty much, she is an Asian.
She's gorgeous.
She is
This
the
is Kira.
cool Asian lady. She's got a sword.
Yeah, a katana thing.
She can turn into like
She's
a
like
fire
a
fox
kitsune.
or something.
Yeah, is her creature
She's pretty
name.
cool. She has a thing with Scott for a minute. But
Yeah.
It doesn't last, but we still love her.
Yeah,
Does
we
she
love
have a
her.
motorcycle? No, Scott
No.
has motorcycles.
Scott
They get
has
on
a
their
motorcycle.
motorcycle.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
kiss at the motorcycle.
They do.
Yeah. This is even better because I don't remember all
This
of it.
is Malia.
Oh, I don't remember me. Except that she was a coyote.
She is a coyote. We love her though because
Yeah.
she's Peter's daughter and
Mhm.
she's also gorgeous
And like,
we love
very
her as a
naive.
character. She is very naive.
And it
but
adds, like,
she's
a
funny.
humor.
She's funny. She's really funny. I feel like I'm not facing this. Okay. Then we have Isaac.
Isaac comes in abused by his father.
Yes.
Poor little boy.
That's not a very good. That looks terrible in the lighting.
Yeah,
But
it's
Isaac
fine.
is so hot.
He's kind of evil. He's got anger issues.
yeah,
which,
but he's also been like abused and
yeah.
everything.
And he gets turned into a werewolf.
he does.
He's pretty cool. He leaves after a little bit.
Yeah,
He's got a
only there
weird
for, like, one season.
scarf during some of it, but
Yeah,
We
but
like
he's pretty
Isaac.
cute. We like him. We
Derek
like Isaac.
is the one that turns him.
You have to just like see these characters in the show because they're
Yeah,
so
it
much
just-
hotter if you watch. I just pulled like pictures just so
Yeah.
we know who we're talking about.
Yep.
I didn't even like some of these pictures. I could have found better ones.
Oh,
Allison.
We love Allison.
Allison.
She's a badass, actually.
She's a total
She can, like,
badass. I
peel
love her so
people.
much. Yeah, she's like
And knives, I think.
archery, knives. She knows all the weapons actually. Like she can fight with a sword.
Yeah.
And
She's honestly one of the coolest characters.
she's
ever.
one of the coolest.
And very powerful for being a human.
Yes.
Like,
And I love her
she
so
could
much.
probably
She's a
beat
werewolf
Scott.
hunter. She
Yeah.
could. Oh, she could.
I'm pretty sure
1,000%.
she
She does. She does at one point.
And then
Yeah.
they probably make out after.
Probably. That probably turns into something.
But not shown on TV.
Nope. Well, sometimes it is. Sorry.
Mom might watch
Sorry,
this.
sorry,
Your
sorry.
mom might hear us.
Ah! No, it's fine. I don't think she's home. Whoa, I just looked scary. I was like,
I know, every time I come out, I'm like,
okay, then we have. I love Allison. Her personality also. I love
At the
her
beginning, I was
as a
kind of like,
character.
but
I know,
then
she's like
she grows
mid.
on me.
The
Like,
first
I
like
love her.
3 episodes, you're just like, you're so basic. But then you find out who she really is, and you're like, oh,
Oh,
you're...
it's so
And then she gets even cooler, because then
Yeah.
she's like,
crazy.
love her. Then we have Scott.
We love Scott.
Scott.
Scott's your typical. He's kind of like a Captain America character in a way.
In a way,
Like,
kind
sorta.
of.
Just always doing good, you know.
Mm-hmm. But he does screw up,
He does screw up a lot.
which we like because it makes him more interesting. He's so cute. He's
Yeah.
like,
his
his
just
face
like a
is
funny
uneven.
looking
Do you
boy.
remember this?
Yes, because
His jawline is
I'm
like
pretty sure I
uneven,
just
which is
watched
actually
this.
more interesting.
And Styles is like, have you seen that?
I feel like
you've
it
seen
makes
your
him
friend.
hotter.
He's like, what's your problem? And he's like, got attention issues, got this and this. And if you look at his face really closely, it's not symmetrical at all.
And the coach is like, interesting.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I
Which I have an interesting fact.
Ooh.
The guy that plays Coach,
He's
what's his name? Like
I don't know.
Ronnie Adams or whatever.
I don't know.
Okay, he said, I saw an article that was so funny. He was like, after season 3, when he would get the scripts, he just stopped reading the entire script and would only read his lines because he's like, I figured Coach doesn't know what's happening anyway. So,
Yeah.
so he stopped reading the scripts after
So he
season
just
3
says anything.
and would just like read his lines. And so like he's like, I don't know anything. And he's like, but honestly, Coach doesn't either.
Yeah.
So he's like, I just figured
Which-
my character doesn't understand anything.
Did
good's
they
going on
ever
either."
show Greenwood? There's this one character he yells at. He
No.
always yells at Greenwood.
Is
And
it
I
Greenwood?
wish
I thought it's
something with a G.
it is green something.
Green something. But like he always yells at him.
But we
He's like,
never
"Shut up,
s-
Greenwood!"
Yeah.
And I wish on the very last episode they would have seen him, and it was like the
Yes.
hottest man you've ever seen in your entire life. I think
Yes.
that would have been hilarious.
That would have been so
Put
funny.
me on the right team.
Put you on, yeah. Then we have Lydia.
Ah, we love Lydia. We've
We
talked a
love
lot about
Lydia.
Lydia. So you know
Yeah.
she's a screaming banshee psychic.
She's a redhead too, which some
Yeah.
people think
Depends.
that's part. But like honestly, we love her as a redheaded.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I love her personality actually. First season is not fantastic,
But she
but
gets so much
she
better.
grows so much that by
Mhm.
the end she's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, she's so good.
Then we have Styles.
Styles, but cute Styles.
Cute Styles from this is like season 3 Styles, so when his
So
hair
it's-
grows out, so like which
Styles is the most adorable little boy you've ever seen in your
yeah,
life. Like
he's
his
so
character.
funny and so cute but so sweet.
You know what
But
you have to show
then
next.
We have
You can
Void
literally just tell from
Styles.
his face.
You can tell from his face. Look at the difference. That's Void Styles when he's possessed. Here, I'll show them side by side. Regular Styles on the Which way is that?
Whatever.
Left.
Regular.
Left.
Possess.
Void styles on the right. Yeah. Regular. Possessed.
Yep.
And you can just tell by his eyes, which is so interesting. But we also, psychopaths are hot, let's be honest. So,
This is true.
Void styles.
This is true.
Oh, he's hot. Then we have this chick. I included her because she becomes a big Brayden. Her name's Brayden.
Oh, that's her name.
Do you
Motorcycle
remember?
chick.
Yes.
I thought that
Because-
was the psychic lady.
No.
Like,
This is the assassin lady that is one of
she
the
die?
cartel ladies.
Yeah,
Do you
I thought she
remember?
died.
No. She dies,
saves
but then
Isaac.
gets healed, and she doesn't have the scars anymore. Do you remember this? Because she becomes like a werewolf. Do you remember this?
slightly.
So it's interesting because she becomes a bigger character throughout, because she first appears as like, do you remember like the Mexican cartel ladies? Where they're like kidnap
yes!
Scott, and then they like go to the club, and Malia and Kira are like
yes, okay,
vibing.
that's later than what I'm thinking. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me
Do you
look up
remember
here.
this? Because I
Yes.
thought that part was so funny.
Yes,
I was like,
yes,
I have a
yes,
new
yes.
ship.
Yep.
Yes. So this is Brayden. She rides a motorcycle. She's an assassin. Her and Derek have this
Motorcycles.
thing for a minute.
I think
Do you remember this?
that. Yeah.
I think she's the hottest out of
You can't
most
spoil
of
it
the
yet.
characters. Oh, sorry. I wasn't supposed to say that. I'm sorry. We also like her personality because she's also a badass.
Yeah.
Then we have Theo.
Oh, he's one I don't know yet.
Yeah,
He
we haven't
comes
met
in
him
later.
yet. He does come in later.
I've seen lots of like edits. with
Everyone
him in
ships
it,
him and
but, like,
Liam.
I have seen that, but
This
which
is
actually
Theo.
I did hear about that. They were going to put a kiss in and make it
Really?
canon, but the age difference, because there's a big age gap, they decided not to do that because it would make the younger one uncomfortable. And I think the younger one's the other one.
Liam.
Yes.
Well, I assume it is. Yeah.
But
Okay.
I think I do remember reading
Movie?
about that. Could
Another
happen. They're
movie?
both of age.
It's
It's not a
true.
movie going anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Then that's all of them. So, which I would have loved that actually.
I know.
That's so funny.
Because I always see like things about that.
Yeah. And in the movie, because then like Malia and Parrish, the deputy.
Ah, that's who
I
was
think
thinking.
he's cute too. Oh no, not that chick. That's
That's
that's-
his sister.
What's his name?
Dieter. I know
No.
you're Deaton. I think it's Deaton.
The vet guy. That's his
Yeah.
sister. And she's also the guidance counselor. Do you remember
Yeah.
this?
Okay, because that's who I kept. Like that's who I'm
No,
watching right now.
it's not her. It's Brayden, the assassin. Do you remember? Because her and Derek have that one thing for a second,
Oh yeah.
where he's like bleeding,
Yep.
and then all of a sudden,
And
we're
she looks like
okay.
Bonnie from from Vampire Diaries. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
We are.
So I have some tape right here.
I should have been going through taping my things.
Oh, that's okay. So I feel like I'm falling off of this roof. I'm like not even in the frame. Okay. So
We're just gonna like just go for it.
girls are on the left because there's less
Left?
spots. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you can rank however
Okay.
you want. I know this is so hard. Okay, we're just gonna have fun with this.
We're gonna like have the exact same answers and it's gonna be wild.
I feel like we're not though.
Yeah, we don't actually have the same type.
Yeah, that's true. I was just about to say that, but I was contemplating. I was like, how do I say that?
Oh,
Okay. But like, I'm saying if I were to, you
Then
know,
that's what I'm saying
That's
too.
what I'm having to think. Because
That's what I'm having to think too.
honestly, I would fuck all of them.
Oh, this is crazy.
Okay, wait. This is so hard. I can't. Okay. Oh, but some of their personalities I like more.
No, that's the problem. Sometimes their personalities bring them up way more.
Yeah.
That's like when you're playing like she's a 10, but this.
Yeah.
For the hear me outs.
Oh, Leah. Okay, wait. This is gonna be so hard for me. Okay, wait.
Here, I can hold it. That's okay. I've got a good little system.
Oh, okay.
I'm putting them all on first, and then.
I know. Hold on. Okay.
Oh, this is getting real hard. Oh, sorry. I stole the tape woman.
I know. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I know who my number one is.
See, I'm struggling.
But this is so hard.
Oh! I'm just gonna put them all on and then like stare at them for a little bit, and
That's
then
smart, honestly.
see what happens.
I changed my mind. I'm switching.
We should have taped these before.
I know. That was.
Or I should have taped them while you were talking. But
that's true. Well, that's okay.
You just need to tell them to skip to the very end.
I know. Also, they're all like white, so.
They are almost all white.
Almost all white. It's fine. Well, we're getting better, you know? More diversity. But Teen Wolf.
Or diversity for the hot people.
We weren't quite there yet, you know? We were just in hot white people phase. Now more shows have hot all people. But, you know, Teen Wolf, we just have to deal with the white people.
Just for a little bit.
White people are hot too, I'm just saying. Sometimes they all look a little bland, you know?
A little bit.
They're all the same, you know?
The neighbors are gonna think we're crazy.
It's okay, it's okay. They already think that.
Probably. Has anyone jumped off this roof?
I feel like I've had somebody try to.
I feel like that might be a good idea.
Who do I put? Okay, I think I'm gonna regret putting it in this order, but I'm gonna stick with it. Just cause, you know? Just cause.
This is hard.
This is really hard.
I might surprise you with some of these.
Really? Okay.
Okay. Gotta get up close and personal for a second.
Yeah, think about yours. See if you need to change anything while I finish.
I think I'm gonna surprise you on this one.
Really? This is so fun for me.
This is so hard. Okay. That was at the bottom of my list.
Really? Okay, I'm doing my last one, but I feel like I'm gonna need to change. We might have to cut this in the podcast.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Wait, I think here I can hold this up now.
Okay. I just gotta order a couple more
Okay,
things.
order how you want. I think I'm doing.
And then we can just take our papers off and then show them to each other.
Okay. Or we can just flip it.
Yeah, but that sounds like so much process. We gotta compare and contrast.
Okay. Okay, yeah, take your paper off.
Okay.
Do you want to go first? I want you to go first, actually.
Okay, just
Let me think about it. Wait, real quick.
Let's both put them up.
Okay.
And compare and contrast,
Wait,
and then
I gotta-
explain.
Wait.
Except I have to sit in the sun for a minute. I'm getting a little bit cold.
Okay, wait, I think I might flip this real quick.
Oh, you're switching it up.
Just this one.
Oh.
Oh, but I don't know.
Ah, this is so hard. Oh.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta switch mine too.
I'm leaving that. Wait,
Okay.
This
I'm
is
locking
so
in.
hard.
Okay, I just need to stop second guessing. I'm leaving it.
Alright. Okay,
Okay.
we're just gonna show each. Put up. Ready? Both. Put up. Okay.
Okay. Wait. Okay, we're
Wait.
pretty similar.
No, those are. It's literally flipped almost.
I know. Wait.
But then, these two both. Okay, let's do something.
Okay.
Let's
okay.
go guys first.
Let me explain too.
Okay.
Guys
Okay,
first.
we almost put the same.
'Kay.
Almost.
I only said regular.
Hold on, we
Oh yeah, we gotta let.
bring this up here so you can see, you know?
Even though it's fluid, that's okay.
Oh, that's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Can we see this? Okay. Oh, wait, it's blowing. Okay. These are our lists. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do some explaining. I'll scoot it back a little bit.
Yeah. Just a smidgen.
Right there.
That's probably good.
Okay. Do you want to go
Okay.
first, or do you want me
Okay.
to?
Our explanations.
Explanations.
Okay. Well, we
are
can just do them at the
important.
same time.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we both agreed on this. I
Yes.
didn't have any reasoning. I just put them at the bottom.
Really? Okay. Because I did. Because Liam's a little whiny, but I also just think this guy's like hot, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know their personalities enough at this point in the show, you know?
Based off looks, they look the same. If I was to see them, I would think they were the same person.
Okay.
So first, I put Void first because he's hotter, but I like Styles' character better.
Yeah.
So they're almost tied in my mind. Which, okay, this is where we split. I put Isaac here.
Okay.
Over Scott. Why did you put Scott over Isaac?
Because I like Scott's personality a lot.
Okay.
And like
that's valid.
Also partly because I feel like I'm sticking with it, but I feel like Scott is like a more like if I were to date one of them, Scott would be such a good boyfriend.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, his muscles are better than Isaac's. Which is a big thing for me, you know?
Okay.
I'm just saying. But
okay.
Yeah.
I can see that. I feel like Scott would be way more stable than Isaac, but Isaac would be more fun, like adventure, like, you know, not like
kinda,
fun, but kind of like you just don't really know what's gonna happen.
Unpredictable.
Yeah.
I can see
Which
that.
I
Okay.
like a little more. So
Okay.
that was my reasoning.
Yeah. I feel like you know. Okay.
I hope
Okay.
you can see me.
I get it.
All
Should
right.
I explain
Move
mine?
on to here.
Wait, let me explain my
explain
book,
what
guys,
you
real
mean.
quick. I only put Styles higher than Void Styles because I love Styles' personality so much.
True.
His humor makes me love him so much. I like funny guys, so
no, that makes sense.
I would definitely. They're like really close though.
Yeah,
But, and I love
they
Scott.
could be interchangeable for me.
Yeah, I love Scott too though. Like I just think he's so cute, but he's also
just a
hot.
nice guy.
You know, his personality's cute, but his looks are hot. You know. Okay, moving on.
All
Wanna go
right.
first?
Okay, we switched up.
We did.
Why'd you put her
I
at the
have
bottom?
a feeling. I have reasoning, but that's why I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Okay, I put Allison first because I love her character so much. I know, you're so mean to Allison.
Sorry.
Then, I don't know. I like regretted putting, that's the one I was going to switch, is Lydia.
To where?
I don't know. I was maybe going to switch her down here and bump Malia up and Kira.
Okay.
But I wasn't sure, so I just left it.
Okay.
Because I just think Allison's gorgeous. And
Valid.
her personality, love so much. Then Lydia, because also gorgeous, and her character growth. We're just there for all of it, and I just love it, you know. But I don't know. These three were muddled in the middle.
Okay.
Malia is third because
We did agree on that.
my initial impression of her, like when she first came on the show, I was like,
She's kind of
holy crap,
annoying.
she's hot. But
But she's
then her
kinda
personality got a little, I was like, okay, you're kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But also,
We
her
agree on
with
that
Styles made me like her more because
Yes,
their
that is true.
relationship, you
That
know?
is true.
So I do love Malia.
Okay.
Then I put Kira because I feel like she didn't have any character growth and she was a little bit annoying.
But she also did come in
personality-wise.
late.
That's true. We didn't see much of her.
Mm-hmm.
But like looks wise, that's the thing is most of these are personality wise. If
Yeah.
it went looks wise, I'd probably go like here, 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 here.
Yeah.
You know?
Mine's a combination.
Or like
I think.
here, 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 here. You know?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it would mix. But personality wise, like I don't know. Kira's here because I didn't love her personality so much.
Understandable.
Like she's hot, but that doesn't get you everywhere in life.
Only
you know?
most places.
Most places in life, but not everywhere. And then I put Brayden down at the bottom because we don't see her
Yeah, she's
personality
just kind
very
of
much.
there sometimes.
She's like just the stereotypical like badass assassin, you know?
Yeah.
But she's the hottest of them, you know?
Okay.
In my opinion.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
Okay.
that's why. I don't know.
Well, we were the same on this. I
Yes.
think. Because yes, she is gorgeous, but then also she gets kind of annoying. So
I would
like,
agree, yeah.
I put Kira top. Notice how the two white women are at the bottom. Of
Yeah,
mine, so
I noticed.
But-
That's okay, that's okay.
so Kira's up here because you know she's stunning, and
She
I liked
is.
her personality for the most part.
yeah.
Sometimes
It was kind of basic,
but
is
like,
the thing.
and I think we just
Yeah.
didn't see enough growth yet.
Yeah.
But I
feel
really
like I need to
like
keep
that.
watching.
Um,
Love.
she's here because she's the hottest, but you don't see her.
Her personality.
But she's also
yeah.
a badass assassin.
Yeah,
so
and
she's
rides
part
a
of the hottest.
motorcycle.
So
And
she gets
shoots
put
guns.
up there.
Yes,
So,
I would agree with that
we
one.
already talked about Malia.
See,
Allison,
I'm agreeing
like,
with both of our lists.
Yeah,
you
see?
know?
We
Okay,
could
then
just-
continue.
have them all.
Yes, we'll just have them all.
Pick our sides. No,
Yes.
but then we talked about Malia. Allison's here just because, like,
Mhm.
you know, I like her personality.
Yeah.
She looks pretty good, but, like, she's just not the top. And then
Mhm.
Lydia's down here because she's a white redhead, but. But we love
That's
Lydia.
a good enough reason. We love her.
Don't
and her and Styles, like, don't you just like wait? Where are they? Don't you just ship
They're
this?
so cute.
Like,
and
they're
like
just so
those
cute together.
two, I mean, they could work. They
could work.
But like.
Yeah, but like,
Wait.
but like, where is it? This and this are endgame.
Yeah. Well,
love. Okay.
there you have it,
'Kay.
folks. We talked
Wait.
a long time.
A long time. Wait, I'll back
Good
this
luck.
up a little bit.
We could just.
For our conclusion. Okay. Thank you for listening to our Teen Wolf podcast featuring me, Tallyn Aime Williams, and my guest.
Grimley. Expert.
Go watch Teen Wolf. It's the greatest.
Please.
Okay.
We need
And then
more
come talk to
delusional
us.
people. We need
And
more.
follow us on Pinterest. We will bring you to the dark side, and it's wonderful over here, I promise. Okay. Thanks for watching. Bye.